science class. So children, today we will talk about the classification of natural resource. In previous class we have talked about the resource and about the types of the resource. The types we had discussed about the natural resource and we have talked about the human-made resource. Today we will talk about the natural resource classification. So, what is this natural resource? What we have discussed, this natural resource, it is the resource which is provided by the nature and is important for the survival of life, like natural resource, sunlight, air, water, which is found naturally. So today we will talk about the classification of natural resource. So here we have the level of development and the use. We will talk about the development first. See, here we have the actual and the potential. See, this actual are those resources whose quantity is known to use and are being used by us. Means the resource which is used and we are using it by knowingly at present time. It is the actual resource. Like example, we can say like wood, we are using it at the present time. The soil which is we are using at the present time. So it is the actual which is used at the present time. And second, we have the potential. See, this potential are those resources whose entire quantity is not known to us, and those are not used entire at present time. See, this is not known by us and it is not used at present time. See, it is the resource which is there in our environment for the future generation. It exists for the future generation, like wind, nuclear energy, the fossil fuel, the petroleum, which will be it will be exist for the future generation. So these are the development of this natural resource, the actual and the potential. I hope children you all understood about this. Next we have the origin. The second classification of natural resources, origin. If we talk about the origin, here we have first one is biotic and second we have the abiotic. See, this biotic, all the living things. Biotic means the all the living things which is found on the earth, like plants, animals and humans, which is found on the earth, which they have life. Yes, which they have life and they are surviving in the earth. This is the abiotic and biotic. And second we have the abiotic. Abiotic means all the non-living things. All the non-living things which is there on the earth, which is found on earth, like soil, rocks and minerals. These are there on the earth which are non-living. So this is the abiotic. Biotic means non-living things like animals, plants, humans. Yes, these are biotic. And abiotic means the non-living things. They are soil, rocks and minerals. So this is about the second, the classification of natural resources, that is origin. Next we have the third one is the stock. See, in stock we have the renewable resource and the non-renewable resource. See, here in renewable resource, this renewable resource are those resources which get removed or replenished quickly. See, it can be renewed, it can be used again and again. Yes, it can be used again and again, it can be renewed. For example, like sunlight, yes, wind and water. See, these resources, it can be used again and again because it is naturally, it can't finish completely. So examples are sunlight, wind and water. So this is the renewable resource. Next we have second is the non-renewable resource. See, this non-renewable resource are the resource which have limited stock, thousands of years to renew it. It gets accessed. Means here the non-renewable resource, it can't be used again and again. If once it used, then we cannot take back and use it again. It is absolutely not able to use again and again. Like the petroleum and the fuel. See, if we use it once, then it cannot be used again. It will be finished. So it will be excess. Excess means if we do not use it properly, if we do not manage it properly, how to use, then it can be damaged and it can get destroyed. So this petroleum and soil it can get exhausted. So we have to use this properly to save our environment. Next we have the distribution. See, this distribution, here we have ubiquitous and the localized. See, ubiquitous resource are the resources which are found everywhere. It can be found everywhere, like air and sunlight. It can be found everywhere. If we go to America, or if we go to Africa, or if we are in India, if we are in Delhi, if we go anywhere, we can use this resource. We can find this resource like air, sunlight, yes, wind. This all we can find everywhere. That is the ubiquitous. And second, we have the localized. Localized resource are the resource that are found only in certain places. Only in certain places we can find, not everywhere. For example, like copper and iron. See, the coal. If we dig the mud in Rajasthan, for example, if we dig the mud, then we can find the coal. But if we go to Haryana and dig, then we can't find. So this way it cannot be found everywhere. See, localized, this resource, it cannot be found everywhere. Distribution depends on many factors such as climate, radiance and altitude. See, this distribution means like here climate. See, in climate, like if we talk about the fruits, see, the apple, the grapes, it can be grown in cold climate where the place is very cold, the weather is cold. See, in Rajasthan, the grapes or apple, it can be grown because it is very hot area, so it can be grown. If in Shillong, yes, it is very cold place, so it can be grown there. See, this climatically it can be grown. Here the things which will be grown climatically, which will be found only in some places. And due to the high mountain, in high mountains also, some things which we can be found. This way, this distribution can be done. Like activities, it can be found everywhere. In localized, it cannot be found anywhere. Like it can be found in some certain places only. So children, today we have discussed the concepts, the topic about the classification of this natural resource. I hope children you all understood about this. In development we had discussed about the actual and the potential. In origin we have discussed about the biotic and the abiotic, and in stock we have discussed about renewable resource and the non-renewable resource. In distribution we have discussed about activities and localized. So children, I hope you all understood.